You see, all of these years that I have stayed with you, I have watched you and I have loved you as if you are my own daughter. So I have decided that I want to sell this business of mine to you, and I have decided to sell this house of mine to you. Do you want my business, and do you want me to sell this house of mine to you? As he was talking with me, I then asked myself in my heart, is this woman really mad, or maybe a sickness has gotten to her head? Because with the little salary that she is giving me, where does she think that I am going to get all of the money to purchase her business and to buy her house at the same time? Because her house, it is in the suburbs. That is the same house that I am staying in right now. Then, as she sat down with me after I had told her that I will never be able to get this money that she wanted, even if I were to sell myself and to sell my child, I will never be able to raise the money so that I can purchase her business and to buy the house from her. She sat down with me, then she started to give me a life story. She told me that she was also an orphan until she came across this other traditional healer who went on assisting her. This traditional healer then gave her some charms. These charms, they were lucky charms. And ever since that day that she was given those lucky charms, she then started using those charms to make all the money that she had. She told me that from the very first day that I walked into her shop when I was looking for work, she knew in her heart that I was the right candidate. She knew that I was the right candidate. She knew that I was the right candidate. She told me that she wanted to give me her business and her house. This thing, my brother, it took me several days for me to believe that indeed she wanted to give me all of these things. All of these things, when they happened, I was in my early 20s. So, my brother, before she passed away, that was when we did the transfer of ownership of all of her ritual stuff that she owned and her business and her house. From there on, this woman, when she was still fit, she started teaching me all the ways that I was supposed to follow as a ritualist. As that woman kept on teaching me all the rules that I was supposed to follow as a ritualist, then she got so sick that she could no longer speak anymore. Then she took me to this other witch doctor, and that witch doctor was the one who kept on teaching me all of the things that I was supposed to learn. When that woman that I was working for had taken me to this other witch doctor, she then passed away. But the way that she passed away, my brother, she just went missing. One early morning, I woke up and I went and I knocked on her bedroom door, because I used to go to her bedroom early in the morning just to check up on her. But when I knocked on her bedroom door and I saw that there was no answer, I walked into the bedroom and I saw that there was no one. The bed had been made and the room was really clean. So I didn't know where she had gone. I stayed like this for many days until one day when I was returning from work, I saw this other car that was parked at that woman's gate, and it was a witch doctor. I greeted that witch doctor and we went inside the house. That witch doctor then told me that I should not worry anymore. This woman that I was working for, she would never return back to her house anymore, which was now my house, and she was never going to return to her business anymore because she had been taken by her ritual charms. That witch doctor then went on teaching me that even if I wanted to become a ritualist, the moment that I was going to sacrifice whoever was going to be chosen, the moment that we will be at the shrine, then I should know that when the time for me to die would have come, I was going to suffer from the same death. I would just disappear from this world. This is the way that all of the people that get all of these charms from his shrine eventually die. So, my brother, this is the death that is waiting for me. I will just disappear. Where I would go to, I do not even know, but I will never have a physical grave, and no one will ever find the corpse that I would have left behind at the time of my death. Then that witch doctor told me that I was supposed to prepare myself, and when I had chosen the day, I was supposed to tell him so that I can come to his shrine. After I had chosen the day, I then went to that man's shrine and he started to do all the rituals that he did on me. Then the shrine, according to that witch doctor, then shows that child of mine that I had dumped. The shrine then chose that child of mine whom, when I gave birth to, she had a severe disability. After the shrine had chosen that I was supposed to sacrifice my baby that I had given birth to with a severe disability, I just accepted without ever thinking twice. What I was supposed to do is that I had to go and collect my baby and come and stay with her just for a few days. This I did. I went to my ex-husband's place back in the village, and now I had a little bit of money so I could do whatever that I wanted. When I went there, I told him that I just wanted to spend some time with my baby. All along, I was the one who was helping him to take care of that baby, and I even had made some plans so that he can find a maid to assist him. When I took my child, I returned with my child back to the city, and I stayed with my child according to the number of the days that the shrine wanted me to stay with the baby. Then what I was told at the shrine was that there were some herbs that were given to me. These herbs that were given to me, they were inside a glass bottle, those small glass bottles of mayonnaise. But when you would look inside, you would see that there were things that looked like worms that were breathing, that were inside that small glass bottle of mayonnaise. At the shrine, I was given an instruction to tie those 2 glass bottles around my baby's waist when she was going to sleep. So the moment that I was with my baby, when we were about to go to sleep, she asked me and she said, "Mommy, what are these things that you are tying around my waist?" Then I lied to her that these things a doctor had given me, and if she was going to allow me to put these things around her waist when she will be going to bed, then it means that she will be cured from her severe disability. To think that at the time when I lied to my child, she trusted me and she thought that Mommy had found a doctor who was going to cure her. Because my child, she was paralyzed on the other side. She could not use her right side and she could not walk. After I had tied those bottles around her waist, we went to bed. Then the following day, I then took her back to the village. The following day, I then took her to the village. That witch doctor then told me that we were not supposed to process the sacrifice within a short period of time. Otherwise, everyone in the village was going to be suspicious. So we stayed for a little while until one day that witch doctor told me that the time was now right and the sacrifice was ready to be made. On that night, I went back to his house, and as I was standing at the shrine, I then sacrificed my child. After I had sacrificed my child, I then received the news that my child had died from a sudden illness. That witch doctor told me that as I'll be traveling back to the village, I was not supposed to cry. I was supposed to pretend as if I was deep in pain, but I was not supposed to cry. I went there and I pretended as if I was in pain. After we had buried my child, I returned back to the city. Even now, I am still in business. I do all the things that I was instructed to do, but some of the rules have changed. Those rules, my brother, I cannot tell you because I am still living in that environment of being a ritualist. This is the life that I chose. Dear listeners, right there was a message that I received. It was sent to me by one of our dear sisters. Strange things do happen in this world. She was saying that she is a Portuguese-speaking woman, but she tried as much as she could to write a story in English so that we can understand.